moving on the surface was quite easy. The lower gravity gave the overall impression of a slow motion world, of a slow motion world, of a slow motion world, of a slow motion world.
Mike Collins, but for today, how often are you reminded of your achievement?
Well, if I go out back and look up in the sky and see the moon, either I can remember where I was 20 years ago, or I can pretend I've never been there, and it works for me either way. Can pretend I've never been there, and it works for me either way.
I understand that some believe that we should attempt a return to the surface of the moon first, as previously planned. But I just have to say, we've been there before. We've been there before. We've been there before.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology. and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
We've been there before.
But we destroyed that technology.
Así que estoy muy a favor de volver a la Luna y hacer asentamientos. No sé si tendremos una colonia permanente allí.
We've been there before. We've been there before.
And it's a painful process to build it back again.
Destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
The space station will be our gateway to the universe, our foothold in outer space, the keystone of our space program. With it as our base camp, we will be able to reach the planets and perhaps one day to the stars.
Back to the moon, back to the future, and this time back to stay, and Mars and beyond.
It took us 8 years to get to the moon the first time, 50 years ago, when we had never done it before.
In the past 30 years, no human being has set foot on another world. Today, I announce a new plan to explore space and extend a human presence across our solar system. Using the Crew Exploration Vehicle, we will undertake extended human missions to the moon as early as 2015. Human missions to Mars and to worlds beyond.
You know, after years of cost overruns and slipped deadlines, we're actually being told that the earliest we can get back to the moon is 2028.
Now, according to NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine, quote, "We will go to the moon in the next decade with innovative new technologies and systems to explore more locations across the lunar surface than ever before."
The moon was 50 years ago. What's been the delay? The moon was 50 years ago. I was rolling on the moon one day. Well, what's been the delay?
December, May, when much to my surprise.
So, yes, the moon was like 50 years ago, and why haven't we, essentially colonized it up until now?
Hippity hoppity, hippity hoppity, hippity hopping over hill and dale. Da 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 da. Hippity hopping along.
Nobody is more committed to manned spaceflight, to human exploration of space, than I am. But we've got to do it in a smart way. And unlike the previous program, we are setting a course with specific and achievable milestones. Early in the next decade, a set of crewed flights will test and prove the systems required for exploration beyond low Earth orbit.
President Trump and our entire administration believe that it is time to push onward to new horizons and new destinations.
Today, NASA is essentially trapped in low Earth orbit.
If NASA is not currently capable of landing American astronauts on the moon in 5 years, we need to change the organization, not the mission.
Today, NASA is essentially trapped in low Earth orbit.
And if commercial rockets are the only way to get American astronauts to the moon in the next 5 years, then commercial rockets it will be.
Today, NASA is essentially trapped in low Earth orbit.
And in December, I signed a historic directive that will return Americans to the moon for the first time since 1972, if you can believe that. For the first time since 1972, if you can believe that.
So if you want to say, no, they didn't go to the moon, where were they going then? Do the math, okay? Do the math.
I understand that some believe that we should attempt a return to the surface of the moon first, as previously planned. But I just have to say, we've been there before. We've been there before. We've been there before.
I was strolling on the moon one day in a merry month of December. Now, May, when much to my surprise, a pair of muddy eyes. Oh, is this a neat way to travel? Isn't it great? I like to skip along, but me, boy, skip. Or whatever you call it. I can't get my left leg in front of me.
It was almost dangerous. You lose sight of the fact that it's a vacuum out there, and if you spring a leak next to it, you're going to be dead.
Here's the time, one more. Miles and miles and miles. Very good, Dan.